All right, everyone. Welcome. It's time to get our webinar started. A few other people are coming in, so we'll just go through the introduction now, and hopefully we can get everybody in by the time we're ready to start demoing. Thank you for coming. My name is Chris Horlacher, CEO of Equibit Group. I'm here with Stephen Barnard, our Chief of Marketing, and the community manager we all know too well, Olivia. We also have our development director, Kiarash, on the presentation, and last but not least, the lead developer of Portfolio, Ilya, and thank you all for being here. So just a quick layout of the agenda here. We'll be going over the portfolio demonstration, and so this is the Equibit wallet, and it functions a lot like most other wallets. It's quite sophisticated though, because rather than moving cash around, it is moving around securities. So you're going to see a UI that's quite a bit more detailed in terms of what the wallet can contain and the various functions. So what we're going to see is we're going to see how people will create their wallets. We will be transferring Bitcoin and Equibits into the wallet. We'll be authorizing an issuance of securities, and then we will be executing an atomic swap. Now, just keep in mind, a lot of the data that you're going to see in the wallet is simulated, but I do believe that for the Bitcoin transactions, today we will be executing them on the testnet. So you will be able to see the transactions we do today on the Bitcoin testnet if you want to check them independently. And then we're going to wrap things up with a final Q&A. So if you look at your Zoom window, you're going to see a little button there called Q&A. If you have any questions, just post them there. Olivia, Stephen, and Kiarash are around to try and answer your questions. And if there's anything left over at the end of the presentation, we'll address them. So thank you very much. And without further ado, I'm going to hand this over to Ilya, and he can start the demonstration. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Let me start my screen sharing. Chris, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So as Chris just explained, I'll be showing four use cases, and on my browser I have 3 tabs, 2 tabs for the portfolio. The atomic trade will be performing between 2 users, and the 3rd tab is my my Gmail account. So I'll receive an email when I sign up. So the first scenario is to create a new user. So I'm gonna click sign up page, sign up button, and fill in my email. So once email is entered, system sends a welcome email which says thanks for using Equibit, and there is a temporary password generated for me. It's only good for 15 minutes, so I should hurry up. Once I log in with temporary password, the system will prompt me to create a new password, and I'm gonna enter a new very unsecure password in this case. And now we can see the home screen for the logged user. So there are 3 sections here: the summary of all my portfolios, a watch list if I watch any companies I'm interested in, and the main section, summary of details on my portfolio. I don't have portfolio yet, so let's create one. By clicking this receive button, UI generates a portfolio, the first portfolio, and it also gives me 2 addresses so that I can receive Bitcoins or Equibits. Let's try and get now some Bitcoins into this fresh user. Okay, so I copied Bitcoin address. You can see here, these are the portfolio details. So my Bitcoin balance is 0, my Equibit balance is 0. I don't have any securities. And I'm gonna switch to the first tab. I already logged in here with an existing user who owns some Equibits and Bitcoins. And this actually will be an issuer user, so we'll authorize issuance on this tab. But now let's just send funds to the new user we just created. So I'm pasting the address. So I think I copied Bitcoin address. And let's say I'm gonna send half of a Bitcoin to that user. So here is a confirmation screen like before creating a transaction. You can see that the amount we are sending, transaction fee, and the total amount that will be deducted from my portfolio. So this actually creates a transaction on a blockchain network, on a Bitcoin blockchain. And because we are connected to a testnet, we'll be able to see this on testnet blockchain explorer, but we'll get to this later, like in the end, I think. And also let's go, so I switched back to the second user, and I can see that half of Bitcoin already landed into my wallet. There's also notification here that says that half of Bitcoin was sent to me. And now I want also to receive some Equibits. So I'm going back to receive model and copy Equibit address. Now back to my issuer user, and let's send some Equibits. I have enough, so I'll send like about 12. And so we see the summary where we send it and the transaction details. And once it's sent, oh, it's too fast. So 12 Equibits landed into my new freshly created wallet. Now we can go into the next scenario. So I'm gonna switch to my issuer user, and let's create a new issuance. So on my profile menu, there is an item called My Issuances. I already have some, but I will create a new one. So I clicked Add Issuance button, and to create a new issuance, we either can choose an existing companies that I created before, or we can create a new company. So let's do and create a new one. So we have Ford, Mazda. Okay, let's get something like Nissan. So my legal name would be Nissan, and I'm entering some registration information. The company will be in Canada, so it will be based in Ontario. So with this, I'm back to create issuance model, and now I can enter the issuance name. So let's call it Pathfinder series. Now we can choose the issuance type, and there are 5 different types available: common shares, preferred shares, trust units, partnership units, and bonds. I'm going to choose the first one. Then I have an option to choose how many shares I want to authorize. 1 Equibit is equivalent to 100 millions of shares. Let me create 5 millions of shares, and that would be equivalent to 0.05 Equibits. Here in the restriction section, I can choose how I want my issuance to be traded. So the first level is basically there is no restrictions, and my issuance will be available for trading between anybody. The second level, it's restricted. It will be restricted by passports, and the third one, is when the only the issuer will be able to sell shares directly to investors. But I'm going to choose the level, the first level from here. So after I click next, I can verify the details. So there is company information and issuance information. So this information will be added to the blockchain for this for the Equibit that I'm going to authorize for this issuance. So it's pretty important to make sure that all the details are correct. So we can see that we're going to authorize 5 million shares, and there is some transaction details like transaction fee and the total that will be deducted from my portfolio. Yeah, so I clicked create issuance, and this actually created a blockchain transaction on the Equibit blockchain. And you can see here that for the Nissan company, there is Pathfinder series created and 5 million shares authorized with restriction level of 0. Now let's go to, so this completes the authorized issuance scenario. Now let's go and start a trade. I'm gonna go to issuances page. I have a bunch of them here, and I'm going to the last page of this widget, and we can see Nissan Pathfinder was just created, that we just created. So I'm getting into the issuance details, and here we can see the details of the issuance. So this is some trade information that will be filling in, will be filled in like when we'll start creating an orders and offers, and like the rest information. So because I'm an issuer, I can switch to the issuer view of these issuance details, and I can start with and place my first sell order. So this shows me the following dialog model. Let's say I want to create an order for 1,200 shares, and I want to pick a price of 15 micro bitcoins for each share. It will calculate the summary, the total price. And now I can choose whether I want this order to be fill or kill, which means no partials will be allowed, or I want to allow partials. So let's keep this unchecked. And also I can choose the period of time for what this order will be available in the, like for everybody. Let's pick 7 days. We can again verify all the details, 1,200 shares, the price, the total, and let's place a sell order. So this doesn't create any transactions, but instead the system broadcasts the order book message to the network so that everybody can see it. And we can see now that the order book is available for this issuance. And directly from here, we can go and see the details of our order. We also can do this from the profile menu, go into my orders. So I'm gonna click right here. So my orders page has 2 sections. So a list of all orders that I created, sell orders or buy orders, and archived tab. So this will contain all the orders that will be completed or canceled. So we can again see all the details of the order, and on the right hand side we can see that there is no offers for this order yet, and status is open. So now I'm going to switch to the second user. Let's call it a buyer now. So this will be a buyer of this issuance. I'm going to the all issuances page and navigate to the last page of the issuances. So I can see the Nissan company, and here is the order that the issuer has just created. Now, I click the buy button, and we are entering now into atomic cross-blockchain swap. So by creating this offer, we are creating, so atomic swap contains of 4 transactions, which are the following. The first transactions will lock our payment for the seller. Then seller will lock securities for the buyer. Then buyer will collect securities. And the last 4th transaction will be when the seller will collect the payment. So the order was not fill or kill, so I can choose how many shares I want to buy out of available for the order. So let's say it's 800. I can verify all of the details. So this amount of Bitcoins will be deducted. There is transaction fee. And now I can choose a period of time that this payment is locked from me, and it will be available for the seller to collect. So I'm gonna choose 2 days. So which means that this payment will be locked from me for 2 days. If something goes wrong, after 2 days, I'll be able to refund my payment back to me. Okay, let's now send our offer out. So this created a Bitcoin blockchain transaction. And let's go back to the issuer screen. And now we can see here that one offer was broadcasted, and it's shown here. We see that for our order of 1200, the offer contains 800 shares, and yeah, let's accept it. So by accepting the offer, we'll be creating the second atomic swap transaction, and which is sending securities to the buyer. So this transaction will actually lock securities and from myself, and there is this slider control, and I can choose the time lock for this transaction, and this means that for 15 hours these securities will be locked from me but available for the buyer to pick up. And if buyer doesn't collect securities, then I'll have some time to refund my securities back to myself. And that's where you see this green safety zone. So I'll have 32 hours to perform the refund pretty safely, because the payment of the buyer will be locked for that period. But let's go with a happy path right now. So I'm locking the securities for 15, so I'm giving the buyer 15 hours, and I'm gonna click accept and send securities. So we can see here, transaction was updated, and we can see the status, the current status. So we accepted the offer and sent the securities. And the current status is that I as an issuer, I'm awaiting, as a seller, I'm awaiting buyer to collect securities. Now I'm gonna switch to the buyer screen. So buyer can go to his offers either directly from here or from the profile menu under my offers. Let's go just directly. And we are now on my offers page. So we see that our offer of 800, these are all the details, and the order that we created this offer for was for 1200 shares, and we can see all the details now. So the offer was posted, payment was sent by this user, and we can see that seller accepted the offer, and now we can collect securities. So when I click collect securities, this will create an Equibit blockchain transaction, and we are actually unlocking the locked Equibits, authorized Equibits, and send it to ourselves. So we can see here that 800 shares will be added to my portfolio, and a transaction fee will be deducted. I'm gonna click collect securities, and so it's done. And for the buyer, the deal now closed. Like, he owns now 800 shares of Nissan Pathfinder. Let's see what's going on with the issuer, with the seller. The status for the offer on the seller side is also updated, and it says now that buyer collected securities and we can now collect the payment. So I'm gonna click, and we can see the transaction details of how many Bitcoins will be sent to our wallet. And let's collect and close the deal. So this completes the atomic trade. And what I also want to show you is the transactions that we just performed. So I'm back to my to the buyer's screen, and I went through my portfolio, through my profile menu. I went to the transactions page, and we can see here the group transactions for the trade. So as I said, Atomic Trades consists of 4 transactions. All of them are listed here. And so because our Bitcoin blockchain is connected to the testnet Bitcoin blockchain, we can explore it there. So I'm gonna look at 2 transactions here. So the first one was when I locked my Bitcoins as a payment. And let's see here in the details, I have 2 links. So the first link is to explore the transaction on the blockchain node that the system is connected to. So if I follow the link, I can see the details. But and there is the hex value of a transaction. Let's decode and just check what it was. So basically, this is how the transaction looks like. So basically, there was one input. So I sent some Bitcoins from my previously owned input, and there are 2 outputs. So the first one is the locked output. So in atomic swap terms, it's called HTLC, hashed time lock contract. So this is how it looks on the blockchain. And the second output, it's just a change to myself, and this is the regular login script. So I'm sending it back to my address. Now let's see the same transaction on the testnet explorer. So there is this link available, and we'll post this link into chat so that you can check this transaction and verify it. You can see here that it was it went from some address into some unknown thing. It even couldn't decode the output address, and this is because this is an HTLC script. And in the bottom, you'll be able to see that the output, like 2 output scripts, and this is the hashed time lock smart contract. So let me post this link to the chat. Q&A, I don't see the chat. More. Yeah, strange, I don't see the chat here, but we will post it. Okay, so I have a link. Let me get the second link. The second transaction was when the seller collected the payment. So I'm gonna go directly to the testnet explorer, and we can see here that it was from the HTLC login script to my address. So with this, I'm completing the demo,